Hey, what's up, guys? What should we do today? I need suggestions. I've done some T-Rexes, but I'm down to do another, man. T-Rex is always sick. Shoot. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could say no to that. Ooh. Oh, dang. The perfect image. Let's just do this. I like it. Let's just do T-Rex. I'm not gonna. You don't have to tell me twice. Someone asked me to do a T-Rex shoot. Let's do it. Okay, let's start there. And let's grab. What's your Carnosapien? I'm gonna try to just get something going here pretty quick. Get something cool going. So we have something on screen. I want to do some like cyber dino guys later. I think that could be cool, like cyborg dinosaurs. I've done some things like that, kit bashes and stuff in the past. Let's like change the orientation, like almost like he's hunched over, like Thinking Man, Rodin's Thinking Man. Okay, that's not a bad start to something. Here's some questions. Awesome. When shape carving, do you typically try to avoid photos with a strong perspective angle? Is direct flat front view preferable? Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's like too simple of an answer. For the stuff I'm doing here, it's way easier in a side view and profile view. You miss out on certain qualities, image qualities, that you get with perspective, right? Dynamism and movement and more complexity and a more real feeling space. You could put in more characters and depth. But when I'm doing these images, I'm treating them more like graphic exercises, and I'm really interested in like looking at the skulls and playing with the skulls. Like that's where I get excited about doing these. Think about it, basically to get your images to match up properly in perspective when you're photo bashing will just demand more work. It's a lot easier to find product photography and stuff that's in a side view. But you could, using your distort tools, your transformation tools, like you could move things around, and then you still have to paint over and make it work a little better. But yes, it works really nicely. It works especially nicely for simple views. That doesn't mean you can't do it in the other views. It just means you have to spend more time finding the right assets. But this is also where gathering that reference yourself could come in really handy. If you go to the museum and you get a bunch of cool photos of these dinosaurs in different perspectives, like I have here. We went to the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles, and that's exactly what we did. Where I got some like this T-Rex. I'll probably do one. This is pretty good. It's like a little more exciting than just straight front on. Closer to something like a 3/4, not exactly, but something like this I'll probably do something with at some point on stream. I mean, just think about it from a silhouette view. Graphically, you get a more interesting shape in a profile view. And personally, that's usually what I'm after. I really like the profiles of animals against like negative space. It's always appealed to me since I was a little kid. So I'll grab some that are in profile view like this. This is the Allosaurus over at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles. Grab some arms, just different details that I could then pull out and use. And part of the reason I got these angles are less of a strict side. For one thing, ceratopsians don't work as good in a profile view. It can work, but not quite as nicely, right? Because you don't get to appreciate the big frill, the big armored frill. These arms are cool. Let's use them here. I haven't pulled from this collection in a while. I've seen guys like students of mine, former students of mine, use these techniques, and maybe they're more interested in creating really dynamic compositions, like a lot of movement, and so they can go do the shape carving stuff, but it'll be more complex perspective, and it looks really nice. It's kind of just up to you, up to the artist. Okay, cool. We're still working with Tom and Don. Yes, but not. I don't know. I'm not sure what I should say here because I don't want to like give away information. Like if you think about it, it's not like every episode will have need for the kind of stuff I do. Maybe that's a good way to say it. But yeah, I love those guys. Those guys are my friends. I fully support what they're doing. I'm in the service of Space King, and I hope to do more stuff for them. And I hope that someday they do an episode with dinosaurs, so evil space dinosaurs, so then I can make something like this for them. I'm going to play with the vertical orientation again. It'll look kind of cool, so I'm going to stretch this one out. Yes, Space King's the best. That's like one of those guys in their comedy is some of the like sort of bravest, most ballsy stuff I've seen in a long time. I grew up with South Park and watching Dave Chappelle and a lot of like really funny stuff that was really ballsy and kind of crazy. And we went through a period where that stuff really is not came under fire. And I missed it. And so I met Tom and Don. Met Tom first. I felt like I was encountering in terms of their humor, some combination between South Park and Monty Python. It's like he's channeling these two things that I really love, that are a big part of my childhood. And I have always had this bucket list childhood desire to be a part of something like that. I was a daydream, like, man, how cool would it be to be a part of the writer's room for South Park? Man, that must be the best. And so just getting to be involved in any way and supporting those guys and working on stuff, it really scratches an itch. They work their butts off. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I'm getting a weird, like, goofy man in a dino suit vibe, which I kind of like. I like those really old depictions of Iguanodon and Megalosaurus from like the 1800s. That's cool. Okay, we're getting this like weird hunchback kind of thing. That's interesting. Okay, let's grab more human skulls now. I got like a good base going, something kind of interesting. Hey, what's up? Oh, it's Rufon. Is that Rufon? Is that Rufon like from the mentorships? Probably. Today I'm drawing, someone threw out a T-Rex today as the prompt, so this is cool. I could use this in a couple places. I could use it like up top, like top of the head, like up here. That's kind of interesting. Shrink it down a little bit to make it tighter, the fold. And then mask it. That's cool. And then bring it back here. That's cool. I like that. It's kind of crazy. Good old happy accidents. It's almost like we're making another terror bird. This just, you can really see the beak. That's kind of cool. That really wasn't my intention today, but I guess it could. Let's just make something crazy. That's kind of interesting. Let's see here. How come you started streaming? A bunch of reasons. One is I need a way to promote stuff, so I'm working on a lot of projects. I've got my indie game coming up, and I need a way to get stuff in front of people and make people aware of it. Another, it gives me practice. This really gives me practice. Actually, I'm not like super stoked about being on camera. It's one of my least favorite things. And this gives me a really good opportunity to work through some of that. It can be hard to both be articulate and instructive and entertaining and make cool art at the same time. And the only way you get better at doing that is like if you do it. And this is one of the main reasons, I'd been putting a lot of time into Instagram, like trying to figure out how to do Instagram reels and feeling pretty cool about it, and like working on products and trying to get them out there in the world, and just putting in a ton of time into reels and just it not turning into sales. I'm just being real with you guys. Like, so I'm like putting all this time into this shit, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? And I just talk to guys like Christian Nee, who's in the chat. What's up, Christian? And Stan, Proco, Penko, and just basically anybody who knows what they're doing with this stuff. And they're like, yeah, Instagram sucks for conversions. Like, it just doesn't, like, for some reason. And I guess it makes sense when I look at it now. Like, Instagram, if you think about how we interact with Instagram, it's just all about, like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Like, that's what it's all about. It's taking you to the next thing and keeping you on Instagram. So there's not enough time for you to, like, build a connection with a creator and like their stuff and think it's cool and hear what they're working on and decide if you want to support them, because you've already swiped to the next video. So yeah, everyone I've talked to is like, why aren't you doing YouTube? And I'm like, because I'm scared, because I have to make videos. I got to show my face. And it's like, it's time to do it. Christians was saying to me the other day, he's like, just the internet is the future. I guess that's kind of duh, because it has been the future for like 20 years. But something about the way he said it was like, yeah, like it's not going anywhere. This isn't going anywhere. So it's either get on board and figure out how to navigate it, how to use it, or you're just going to continue being kind of frustrated. So that's what I'm doing. And I've been thinking about it, like in the background, like what's the correct format? What should I be doing? How should I be doing this? And it seems that the format or the template for how you're going to do YouTube is pretty huge. And I tried some things in the past that I just kind of bullheaded, like jumped in, was trying to do a podcast and was like, I'll figure it out. But I really burned myself out because I chose the wrong format. And it's kind of my fault. And so this time, again, talking to friends, getting feedback, studying other creators, thinking about like what I could actually do on a stream live and recreate with some consistency and actually enjoy. Not just like a trick I can perform on stream, but something I can do that really makes me happy and that helps me work towards a larger product. And that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. Like I can get on stream, work on my book, share it with people who are interested in this kind of stuff. So when the book is ready, You guys know about it because you've been watching me work on it every damn day over a couple months. That makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's like, I don't know, it's not rocket science, but for some reason I've been treating it like it's some great mystery. So just get on and work on your book. And if you get on and you work on it, people will know you're working on a book. And if you don't, they won't. Christian asked earlier, does it help to have fundamentals to do this stuff? See you, Cody. Let's see here. Do the fundamentals help with this sort of designing? Yeah, they do for sure. But I mean, I'm not drawing the figure in a typical way. I'm not using any kind of standard approach. I'm thinking about areas of rest. I'm thinking about flow. I'm thinking about like charismatic focal points, like focal details, bringing me up in the face. I'm thinking about balance. I've begun thinking about logic in this to some degree. It's not applied consistently across here, but I'm thinking about like what's below and what's above. So yeah, the only reason I could do this is because of fundamentals. So like fundamentals really matter. I spent a lot of time looking at these animals and kind of ingesting them into my mind in order to a pre-established language that I'm pretty familiar with in regards to this stuff. And a lot of drawing, draftsmanship, considering how to, knowing how to turn an edge, turn a form over, knowing how to throw something into shadow and when it should get thrown into shadow, or knowing when there should be some bounce light showing up, underneath the edge of something. Knowing how to drop in a specular highlight, like an edge, this like beveled edge here on the side of this beak. Something about materials and visualization is a big part of this process. Like I'm thinking about things I've seen, being up close to bird beaks in museums and in real life, thinking about reptiles and being up close to reptiles and looking inside of their ears. They have this like almost like an exposed eardrum. When I'm doing this stuff, I'm always visualizing. Back in my mind, I'm like kind of seeing molars. I'm seeing the molars of my dog and myself. I'm seeing a carnassial tooth right there, and I draw that. The ability to visualize is just a really big part of all this and being a concept artist, in my opinion. I don't know if it's the end all be all, but I think it's important. It really helps, especially if the idea is that you're supposed to be like you're an idea person that's supposed to help generate ideas. If you're not someone if you have a difficulty like holding abstractions in your mind, concept art may not be the move for you. That may not be wise. Like you may struggle. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying maybe, you might struggle because your job is like coming up with cool stuff and seeing things that nobody's seen and putting together visuals in new ways, new exciting ways. Yeah, Rufin, I think you do get more community on YouTube. That's what it seems like. That's what all these guys are saying. Because there's just more time for people to get to know you. Like when Christian said that, I was like imagining when I go to YouTube. And I my tastes are, you guys probably think it's so stupid, dude. I watch, I'll show you who I watch. Make you laugh. See if I can show you guys. Okay, yeah, let me show you what I watch. I watch this guy's my favorite, Scala Gladiatoria, Matt Easton. Call him the Weapon Man. My fiance and I always joke around that it's like at a certain time of night, it's Weapon Man time when I go to like sit on the couch and just watch this guy talk about medieval weapons. This is like my comfiest stuff. And this guy, John Townsend's the 17th century or 18th century, I don't remember. I always get it messed up. 18th century kitchen. Like he's cooking food from the time of the American Revolutionary War. This guy, Billy Fishing, he's like a crazy Scotsman. He's very super eccentric, but an amazing fisherman. I started watching Asmongold to try to figure out what I'm doing with streaming in the internet because Christian told me to. I like, dude, this guy, Wilderness Cooking, this Azerbaijani man who's got this like amazing compound up in some mountain valley, and he's just an amazing chef, and he cooks these crazy meals, but they're like just super delicious and mouthwatering. Anyways, mostly I watch fishing stuff, follow the Flash Kids guys, watch the show Meat Eater, a bunch of fishing YouTubers. That's my favorite stuff. Yeah, back to the community thing. That I was just thinking like the way I like my actual personal preferences. Like I go and I sit down at the end of the day, and when I really want to feel like cozy and like relax and comfortable and unwind, it's YouTube. It's not Instagram. Instagram is more like a mindless thing you do for like simulation and for work. It's like interacting with like students and stuff like that, and other artists. It's part of what I do. For really unwinding and relaxing, it's YouTube now. And that kind of told me something. It's like, yeah, okay, I guess, yeah, the community aspect. These are the guys I go to feel relaxed and really enjoy myself. I think that's like significant. So after I smash all these things together, there's a process of integration that happens. Like I'll go in and draw I'm like drawing these little scales, you know, like round those forms off. Draw like wrinkles under the eyes. Yeah, Scala Gladiatoria is the best, dude. That guy is awesome. That guy's got a good thing going on. So he gets on his YouTube channel and he talks about these weapons that he's incredible authority on these things. Then he gets sponsorships, does collaborations with manufacturers that make this stuff, and then he also is like an antiques dealer and like sells the swords, like actual antique swords. So he talks about his business and builds connections. It's really smart. Bringing in some irregularity on that round brush onto the tail, just more small detail. I have watched Primal. I really liked season 1 a lot. I was not very into season 2. I didn't like his fate. I didn't like that his giant Amazon girlfriend that burned him to a crisp. I don't even remember it, but that bummed me out. I didn't like seeing him get turned into a burned up mummy. Spoilers. That made me sad. I wanted him to have a happy ending. But now I want to see him be a zombie in season 3. That looks cool. I just haven't seen it yet. That made me happy. I'm like, okay, cool. We get to see him come back and do crazy stuff again. That sounds fun. Yes, I like it. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it's going on now. Is it good? You guys like it? Yeah, I didn't like that bald character. That lady. I didn't like her. She was weird. Weirded me out. Should have had a nice, hairy, squat Neanderthal lady. Make his dream come true and give him lots of squat, hairy Neanderthal children. That's what he deserved. He's looking almost more like Suchomimus or Irritator or Baryonyx or something. Closer to something like Baryonyx, I think. I'm just kind of talking shit. Okay. We need something else in here, okay? I'm just kind of like doing these little details, but we can either bring in some like vertebrae on the neck. Those are some good bits right here. Okay, Rufin had another good question. What made me want to be a concept artist is probably a couple films. It's like Avatar. First time I went and saw Avatar with my brothers and my dad. We got out and I kind of realized like, man, people got paid to make that stuff. Guys got paid to do that. And the Lord of the Rings, seeing the Weta Workshop stuff. And I think it was one Christmas. I can't remember exactly. It's either very beginning of college or the end of high school. One of my aunts, my Aunt Connie, got me the concept art book from the first Lord of the Rings film. And then that Christmas, my sister got me the concept art book from the Peter Jackson King Kong movie. And there's a bunch of concept art in there by Greg Broadmore. Here, give me a second. I'll show you guys something cool. And he did his own fully painted graphic novel, One Path. This is a copy that Christian let me borrow. I need to buy my own version. But it's crazy. It's like, if you like Primal, there's a bunch of cave women fighting dinosaurs. Super savage, brutal, and crazy, and amazing artwork. That Kong Skull Island book is full of his work, and they created like a whole ecosystem on Skull Island. And a lot of it didn't end up showing up in the movie, but it was still really inspiring and cool. It's funny because now Christian's like friends with the guy, and I'm like, dude, that's like, the guy was like he's one of my original, I guess, kind of a hero. I never really thought about it like that. But I got homemade lemonade here, me and the kids made, my fiance. Citrus blend, a couple oranges, a lime, and some lemon. I guess it was Elijah. Hi, Elijah. Scott, haven't chatted before, and I'm sure you've heard this from 100 people, but just want to say hi. Your stuff is a huge inspiration for me. Thanks for being you, man. Thank you. Very nice of you to say. Let's try these. There's some good stuff back here. I'm trying, Elijah. Trying to be myself, but not get myself in trouble at the same time. That's the idea here. Not say anything too stupid on the internet for all the world. That looks cool right there. Look at that. That looks kind of crazy. This is one of those times where I want to get that screen grab. Man, it's cool, those Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth, when you really see how long they are. It's wild. Sheesh. The way the head gets really large right there, it looks pretty cool. Oh man, this gives me ideas. This is cool. This is like a cool, I need to save that. Oh, that's crazy looking. Gotta get another screenshot. But now it's like going into almost like sauropod, brachiosaurus territory. It's kind of neat. But I want to put like a human skull on the top of this brachiosaur type head crest. Yeah, that's right, Dowie. Is it Daw or Daw Web? Daw or Daw Web or Daweeb? I don't know all these internet names, man. Why do you guys do this stuff to people? I can barely pronounce any of these. Got roof on art. Yeah, so Yumi. Yeah, but you were seeing that mouth inside the mouth. It got me thinking of, I think I talked about this the other day. I'm very excited about this game. Terrible Lizards. Let's give them another plug because stuff's awesome. It's right up our alley, and I'd love to work on a game like this. Maybe they'll see this and think we should work with Scott. It sounds awesome, like a horror game. I don't know the full premise, but you're like going through an amusement park or something, and it's like crazy mutated dinosaurs haunting it. And then the trailer, this Dilophosaurus. Let's just play the whole trailer. Shoot, let's just show it. It's sick. Put this in the chat. This looks pretty exciting to me. Oh, like I have to do that now. Like I'm gonna have to do one like that and tag these guys. A Dilophosaurus with a dude's head popping out of it. Anyways, okay, let's do a human skull. Right here in that profile view. Yeah, it looked pretty cool, right? I want to make a game like that. I got some ideas. With this indie game stuff. I feel like what I've been finding is, having the right team is really important, and the right idea is really important. And you got to see if your idea has like legs, like if it will last, if it will maintain your interest enough to push it through. So it's like you don't put all your eggs in that basket in the first year or so. There's a period of blue sky exploration where you just see, like, is this thing worth it? Is this thing cool? And one of our projects, the Ice Moon Odyssey, that one's going great. Yeah, I got some ideas for the dino game that I'm pretty excited about. I think I have a pretty good idea. It's about finding the right guys. And it's such a big part of it, the right team, like people you want to hang out with and talk to every day. And it's just a big part of this stuff. Where should I put an ear? Should I leave that? Either going to do an ear right there or another skull that I embed in. Let's see. Maybe this is a good skull right there. This guy. I'm going to have to go soon. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Super cool of you. Keeping me company. Feeding me good ideas. I want to have some good cracks right here. This one that I'm going to use on the head crest. Those are good right here. And these like little that brow ridge from this one that I could pull up into this area. Yeah, look, that actually looks pretty neat right there. It sort of alters the human skull portion a bit. I like when I find a way to have multiple eyes on the guy. It's like, yeah, more skulls. All right, see you, Rufon. Take care, man. I'll be on again tomorrow, I believe. Yeah. I'm going to try to do an ear here, and then I'll call it. And I got to get my boy from school. There we go. That looks ridiculous. That's kind of cool. Okay, that's going to be all I'm going to do today. Let's generate some color variants really quick, and then we'll call it, guys. So, okay, we got that. What species even is this? This guy just kind of ended up dinosaur-esque, but I have no idea what he would be. It's sort of a messed up sauropod mixed with a baryonyx or something. Okay, that's interesting. That's cool. That really pops, that yellow. That looks neat. That teal. And then let's take this and make it like a red. Yay, look at that. Ooh, that's neat. There's a lot of cool ways to get color variants out of things. Ooh, that's cool. The darker teal. Yeah, red eye. Green dinosaur, you can't go wrong. That one's kind of neat. It's sort of muted, mustardy, yellow-green. Okay, let's call it at that. Let's do one more. There we go. The classic. That looks nice. Thank you guys again. Thanks for showing up. I'll be on tomorrow, same time, about noon or 1. Just depends on what's going on. Thank you. Take care. Have a wonderful day.